In this video, I showcase true Bulgarian power with the most OP path. Watch the video to see just what I get up to. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I've got a pretty fun game, hopefully, in store for you today in the nation of Bulgaria. So let's leave Iron Man mode and historical AI on, and we'll hop right on into it. Everyone, welcome to the great nation of Bulgaria. We start out with 12 divisions. Seems pretty good until you realize they all share about 3 guns between them. We do also have 14 factories, 11 civs, not too bad, and 3 mills. Now, Bulgaria is one of those few nations in Hearts of Iron where I'd say, like, any path you go makes for a pretty fun game. I'm really grappling between 2 paths today. That is the unification of the Balkans through the Balkan Federation of Socialist Republics, but I'm also looking at restoring the Bulgarian Patriarchate through the fate of the Balkans. And you know what? We're going to restore the Bulgarian Patriarchate today. So let's start with power to the Tsar. So Boris, for now, you know, we love you, but unfortunately for Boris, I don't think he really sticks around in like any of these paths, except for the historical one. And even then, he does have a, let's just say, an expiry date on him. We don't exactly start out as the most strong nation in Hearts of Iron, that's for sure, because of the IMRO, which is ruining stability and political power gain, the second national catastrophe, which is ruining our stability, our war support, and also army restrictions. Apparently they think we're going to have some crazy army. Now, we would never, guys, but this really does hurt our output and everything. Alright, so with power to the Tsar done, we do now have faction management, so we need to decide which of these factions we want to repress and which we want to keep loyal to our government. This can all be a lot to take in. I guess we'll do the Tsar's regime, and you know what? I think I like the Agrarian Union today, so we're going to allow them to talk. So go ahead, guys. Say what you gotta say. This whole path will be very political power intensive as well, so we do need to be prepared for that and to definitely have a lack of political power through this whole game. So sorry, political power lovers, this is not the game for you. Now, this is going to seem a bit awkward, but we're going to hire the Democratic Reformer Stoico here for now, because we do need 20% popularity for us to actually progress down this tree. With Bulgarian irredentism, we actually get rid of that bad stability hit from the second national catastrophe, so we're going to work on that while we wait for our democratic support. And perfect, right as Bulgarian irredentism is about to complete, we have 20% democratic support. Then we can do illusions of a nonpartisan system, and all of these faction management decisions are halved in cost from 20 political power to 10. That's going to save us, so political power lovers, you're so back. Alright, and now that this sort of whole rush is done, I think I'm going to head down to getting some sort of an industry. So let's acquire modern tools, and then we might improve the road system a little bit. There is some pretty good stuff over here. And actually, we might rearm. Alright, there we go. Bulgarian rearmament, we can demonstrate our policies of peace. Yes, we are a very peaceful nation. We do not want to puppet the entire Balkans and maybe conquer the world. No. We do not want to do that. And yes, let's finally start getting a bit of an industry going by improving our road system. There we go, we have integrated the Agrarian National Union. We get 120 political power and 10 stability, very nice. Let's get rid of these broad socialists. Alright, question, what do you think I would want to do? Attract foreign capitals or invigorate a strong Bulgarian national industry? Definitely invigorate a strong Bulgarian national industry. This is going to be a Bulgarian-led world. The UK actually must have bought in to our promises for peace, so let's negotiate our rearmament back with them now, and we'll improve relations just in case that helps. Alright, the British have demanded that we do something to allow us to rearm, so what can we do? We need to sign an official treaty with one of our neighbors as a starting point, so our army restrictions will be removed after signing a non-aggression pact with either Greece, Romania, Yugoslavia, or Turkey. Interesting. Now that we've got a bit of an industry started, we'll cooperate with the Zvino. They are most of our advisors and military, so we'd like to actually have a competent army, and we will need to be quick with their integration, because they will stage a coup of our government, of course, if we don't. There we go, national focus complete, cooperate with the Zvino, and the broad socialists have been destroyed. You know what, I might as well approach the UK again, guys. Come on, do we seriously have to sign a non-aggression pact with our neighbors? That's not what we're about. Let's pressure them. Alright, and we're gonna go right back to industrializing and getting another research slot. That'd be nice for us. And yes, the UK has lifted our army restrictions, thank goodness. We do have factory output now. And all that glitters is gold. Alright, so we probably should start to get further down our trade because it is already March of 1938. We need to get some political things going on, so let's liberalize our trade policies. And look at this, our industry is actually booming. We're up to 17 buildable civs. We're gonna start pumping out our mills now, finally. Fortunately for Boris, he's gotta go. We're plotting against him. This is a great screenshot right here. We have Boris III, plot against Boris with his picture right there, and another Boris III right here. And now we have decisions to plot against our very own Tsar. But oh yeah, there we go. The Zveno is integrated at least. Just one more faction to either integrate or crush, and that is the National Social Movement. Based on the name, the National Social Movement, I think we all know what that is, so let's ban the far-right organizations. We're not going to be dealing with them today. The plan is ready, let's execute it, and execute Boris as well, I guess. And there we go, at least we've destroyed the National Socialist Movement, and we don't have to worry about these factions anymore. Yes, the plan has been executed. The death of Tsar Boris III, disturbing indeed. Let's get the return of Tsar Ferdinand I. And Tsar Ferdinand I is back. We are so back. And there he is. He has dreams of a new Byzantium. Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. And let's rush to the fate of the Balkans. We are really running out of time. The Czechs just got eaten. Speaking of our neighbors getting eaten, Albania is gone. No, fate of the Balkans done. Here we go. These decisions are here. Let's influence the Romanian, Yugoslavian, Turkish, and Greek government. Of course, we'll also do some nationalist propaganda. Alright, I've gotten ourselves a non-aggression pact with Italy, which should hopefully save if we get a Yugoslavian or Greek puppet from them being declared on by Italy. Alright, and we're also going to improve relations with all of our neighbors. We can now send ultimatums to each of these governments. There are different modifiers on whether they will accept or not. Let's just spam them out and see what they say. Yugoslavia refused, Greece has accepted, Romania has refused, Turkey has refused. So we only got Greece, are you serious? Well, let's see if they want to become subjugated, I don't know. Yes, at least they submit to us. So we now do have a Greek puppet, and there goes World War II. I feel like that is very unlucky. I mean, we did have a lot of positive modifiers, but at least the 13 Greek forces give ourselves an even 30 divisions, and since we actually control Greece, we can demand that we bring back old Bulgarian claims. So let's see what they say to Thrace. Yes, they've accepted. And since we now hold an old historical claim of ourselves, we can integrate certain lands in the Balkans. This is a 140-day focus. Oh, I love it. The focus is complete. We can do the Third Bulgarian Empire. Let's do that, of course. And once Thrace is at more compliance than 30%, we'll be able to integrate them. Alright, France has just capitulated. Romania no longer has a guarantee on them by France. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I do want to try to take out Romania. Okay, this is probably a bad idea. We've declared the Third Bulgarian Empire. Not much of an empire. All we did was take back Thrace, and we can restore the Bulgarian Patriarchate. So let's do that as well. And it is maybe the most broken focus in Hearts of Iron 4. 1% weekly stability, plus 0.5 daily political power gain, and plus 0.15% daily compliance gain. That is insane. Yugoslavia is actually no longer guaranteed by Romania, so I know what we're doing. Yes, because there we go. Romania is into the Axis now. Let's declare on Yugoslavia right away then. And we've restored the Bulgarian Patriarchate now, and this compliance will soon really come into effect. You're gonna see how broken this is, trust me. Might as well support the Emro, am I right? Nice, the Treaty of Craiova. We will have our revenge. Let's see what they say to potentially getting some lands back. Come on, Germany, help us out. Oh. And finally, Yugoslavia has capitulated. And with all our compliance, we're just literally going to take everything, and we'll take their navy as well. Well, here come the Italians. They're justifying on us, I'm guessing for Greece. So this is going to be very interesting. I might even release somewhere like Slovenia or Croatia. I am going to release Slovenia as our puppet, which should really lessen our border against a potential fight against the Axis. I say that like Hungary and Romania aren't right here. Okay, well, I was not expecting that. Italy is declared on the Kingdom of Greece. I thought since we had a non-aggression pact that wouldn't matter, but apparently it does matter, and we might be screwed. We really might be screwed. Let's get all of our troops back home. Okay, we're screwed. Okay, well that sucks. Well, time to redo the buildup of that. I'll show you guys if there's any big changes that happen this time. Alright, this time I've spammed out a bunch of 2-wit divisions, as you can see, and apparently that's enough for them to think we have a very high military strength. So let's see what they say now. Greece has joined, Turkey has joined, Romania has not, and Yugoslavia has not. So this time we did get Turkey, and then we can also try to subjugate them. Let's see what they say to that. Greece has submitted, and Turkey has submitted. There we go. So we do have 2 puppets instead of 1 this time, and hopefully we'll have more time. I'm going to go after Yugoslavia again, I think. I just realized we're sitting at 77 factories right now, 45 civs and 32 mills. Alright, Romania is flipped once again to the Axis, which means it's time for Yugoslavia to perish once again. So let's line up our forces. Alright, let's do this. Alright, and we are just about done with Yugoslavia again. We've actually taken a lot of casualties. 78,000, that's not very good. And here comes Italy again. So once we get this cleaned up, we are going to have to ready our armies to fight the Axis again. There we go, there's Yugoslavia down. Again, we'll take their navy, but this time we're going to create a little puppet state. Alright, I'm warning you people, this is going to look ugly. This is what I've done. We will have to defend this border here against the Romanians and here against Italy. Again, Italy will accept a non-aggression pact. We'll see if that actually holds them off this time. I'm not sure, but it can't hurt, right? We're going to need the Greeks and Turks to get along. I mean, look at how cursed this is. We have Greeks and Turks in the same army. The Germans have decided to go in on the Soviets, and we're still not at war with Italy despite the war goals. I somehow have a war goal on the Soviets. I might declare on them, go after them first, then turn my back on the Axis. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's declare on the Soviets right now. Alright, let's call in our Turkish ally into this war. And this is pretty terrible terrain to push through, but hopefully we can. Let's just see what happens. Okay, but now that we've declared on the Soviets, we have to deal with the Fatherland Front. And I think we get a civil war if we don't deal with this. So that is pretty bad. We should deal with this right away. So yes, we have 500 days to deal with the Fatherland Front. There we go, we've cut the Soviets off from their oil fields down here. That is a nice encirclement for us. Okay, well, this might be over now. Italy is just declared on the Kingdom of Greece. I didn't get any warning for that. Good thing I still have troops here in the region. I'm probably not going to be able to hold this. I'm going to have to hold what I have left in my home. I might have to pull back from the Soviet Union as well. Let's actually do that. Matter of fact, we're going to dismantle the Greater Bulgarian Federation. Oh, actually, never mind. We're not allowed to join factions. Okay, I really should have learned my lesson to never trust the Italians. Thankfully, our CAS is saving us, or at least was saving us in that push, because here comes the Axis Air Force now. Alright, thankfully, we have stabilized the front, because that was getting really dicey there. There we go, we've marched into Bucharest. Thankfully, we can deal the final blow to the Fatherland Front, so let's do that. A crazy war. The Soviets actually managed to push quite far in Turkey through a naval invasion. I've since stamped that out. I've also pushed the Italians out of Greece through here and all this stuff. A lot of stuff going on, and the Soviets, of course, naval invaded us here, so I have to contain that now as well. And the Italian Civil War is here. The UK does have the puppet. Now, I'm not sure what allows us to do these decisions, but we can even integrate Albania. There goes Romania. They've capitulated to the Soviets. Oh look, we're in a peace deal with the Lebanese Republic. So our hold's been going pretty well. We just pushed out another Soviet naval invasion. We're up to 166,000 casualties, 81,000 of which to the Soviets. How many have we taken out? 1.1 million. For the Germans, 45,000, 520,000. And our manpower is ever so increasing because we're coring more and more land here in the Balkans. Look at what we've cored now. Well, as our liberation of the Balkans is underway, the liberation of Paris and much of the lowlands is underway as well. Look at this. A massive allied invasion. We're at the gates of Budapest. Let's walk on in. And we're even coring tons of more land. I mean, it is ridiculous. And let's do Prussia of the Balkans. I think we've earned it. It's just Germany that needs to surrender here in the Axis. Let's see if we can actually win the race to Berlin. Who knows? We've lost the race to Berlin. Instead, Peter Sjord's Gerbrandi has won the race. We're still just biding our time and coring everything here in the Balkans. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Look at how many cores we have. And as the Axis comes to a close, we've lost 83,000 to the Germans, and we've inflicted 1,000,000 casualties to them. And there we go. We are the Prussia of the Balkans. And here we go. The Germans are 99% towards capitulation. If we farted, I think they would capitulate right now. And there we go. Yeah, I think cooperation with Italy has bypassed, considering we just defeated them. There we go, 17% of the war score. Let's take some Balkan lands. And there we go, one peace deal is over with. And yes, I've just taken all this land. Our compliance gain is too good not to. And the mustache man has actually survived here in Saxony. Okay. I guess we gotta take out the Czech People's Republics and the Soviet occupation zone of Germany right here. Then we'll turn our entire attention to Mr. Stalin. Germany here isolated in Saxony is justifying on Poland. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? It's been tough, and I'm slowly trying to phase out all the Greek and Turkish divisions in my army, because they're still just gaining a ton of autonomy, and I'm trying to get them down and annex them. When did we get a war with Japan? Confused by that, but apparently we are at war with Imperial Japan. Look at how good Finland's doing here as well. They've even taken Leningrad, doing this all with a max of 35 divisions as well. We are winning on all fronts. The only problem is, we just don't have enough troops to cover the front. Maybe I'll start making a navy. You never know, right? There we go, we've officially met up. Can we encircle these 2 tank divisions and an infantry division at the same time? Well, just one of them, but I will take just one. Ooh, now this is interesting. China has just joined the Allies, Xinjiang joins the Comintern, Chinese Soviet Republic just joined the African Union. This is a very confusing war over here in Asia. What is going on? I mean, all we care about is that the Greater Bulgarian Federation grows larger. Alright, and we can finally annex Turkey, so let's just do that right now. And now we can start earning compliance on all of this Turkish land as well. Let's just push on into Stalingrad here. There's the city taken. Now can we close this massive pocket? There goes 13 Soviet divisions. Now I'm feeling confident enough where I think we can hit the magic button and put an end to the Soviet Union. Alright, and boom. Yep, that is a lot of green bubbles. Alright, only a few tiles away from Moscow. Let's head in. And there we go. Moscow is ours. Soviets are 77% towards capitulation. Let's do a quick casualties check as well. We've taken 593,000 casualties. We've inflicted 3.2 million to the Soviets. And there we go. Finally, we are able to annex Greece. Boom. And soon enough, we should be able to reintegrate all of Greece. This path is so broken that we've gotten collaboration governments in Germany, Czechoslovakia, Poland, while we're still fighting the Soviet Union. That's how quickly we get compliance. What just happened? Oh, Japan capitulated. Yeah, but we have 0% of this war score, so let's just see what happens to them. Yep, that's about as expected. It all went to American Japan. Germany has done it. They've declared back on the Polish Republic. And why, Franco? Why would you join the Axis? This should be the final offensive to put the nail in the coffin of the Soviets, despite all these Mongolians and stuff running around. I don't know how they got here. That's alright, we'll let them run wild here in Turkey. We're just gonna capitulate them. They're at 95%. They've taken over 5 million casualties. They've taken 1.2 million to Finland? Wow, Finland is really pulling their weight. You know you're far into the Soviets when the last few cities you have to take are Aktob, Magnitogorsk, Beloretsk, and Chelyabinsk. 99%, come on! Game is frozen. The Soviet Union has capitulated. Peace deal's over. The Third Bulgarian Empire has taken 212 states, literally everything. Look at Bulgaria on the map. Time to do another ridiculously overpowered focus. Bulgaria on the 3 seas. You get 2 naval dockyards to any state with a naval dockyard already built, like on 30 different states. That's 60 dockyards pretty much. Yeah, we now have 171 dockyards. Okay. Why is this ship called the Druski? I didn't know Druski was Bulgarian. But yes, it is just about time now to achieve dominance in the Adriatic Sea, and that will involve going to war with the Allies. But something I've been preparing for the past year and a year and a half. Well, the time to strike might be now, because China just declared on the French Republic for whatever reason. Yeah, a lot of Allied reshuffling of the lines. I'm assuming they'll head to Asia, and this will give us a great opportunity to head in and try to liberate Europe under the Third Bulgarian Empire banner. Let's integrate our last Balkan puppet, Slovenia. Alright, let's declare on British Italy, and we'll see how this goes. Nice, and we can get China into our faction. Welcome in, China. And the air hyper war is obviously underway, and we're obviously winning because the AI sucks at making planes. Let's push into Poland. Of course, why wouldn't Germany have military access with all of the allies, giving them free reign into their land that they're pushing into? You know what, I thought I had the willpower to deal with all the allied naval invasions and everything, but I just don't. So I think I'm going to leave it off here. Did end up starting to build a pretty decent navy. But yes, this little bit of Kuwait and naval invasions here and there and everywhere have driven me to the brink of exhaustion, and that is going to do it for this one. If you've watched this far, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. This was a crazy path as Bulgaria. I didn't realize that you could just core like all of the Balkans and then basically core everything else with 100% compliance. But anyways, guys, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.